G'day, folks. So, just finished watching the season finale, the finale of the entire show of Game of Thrones. And our initial thoughts are, I guess for me, it proved that a lot of the spoilers that were floating around were true about Jon taking out Daenerys and all that. But how do I feel about the whole show? I feel a little bit deflated. That's how I feel. I feel it was a bit anticlimactic, and I feel that Bran's on the throne. He didn't really do much since he went north of the Wall. But I guess I don't know what to think. There's a lot of things floating around in my head. I feel a little disappointed. I feel like there should be more. It just feels like it just left off on like a I don't know. It feels like it just left off with not much happening.
Nothing happened all episode.
Well, I guess Jon took out the threat of Daenerys. That happened.
Ooh, that was fun.
But I knew that was going to happen anyway because of the spoilers I read, and I assumed it was going to be right. I guess that whole Azor Ahai thing with Jaime Lannister, they just didn't even bother doing anything with that. That just got thrown out the window. So, I feel like
disappointed.
Yeah. I don't know how to describe. I feel a bit empty inside after watching that. Like 8 seasons of, I feel like a show like that was building to some kind of epic conclusion, but I feel like it just fizzled out in a way.
Yeah. They were so busy trying to leave it open for sequels and prequels and whatever that they forgot that they actually need to deliver this season.
Yeah. Oh, the sequels, what, like the legendary journeys of Arya Columbus sailing west to find the new world.
Yes.
She is a bit of a joke as a sea captain. What does she know about seafaring? Nothing.
I'm pretty sure she was seasick the last time she was on a boat.
Oh,
the only time she was on a boat.
I wouldn't even remember. I thought maybe Yara Greyjoy would have joined her on her maritime endeavors, but I guess not. They didn't really like each other, did they? Based on that last scene.
No.
Yara seemed to still be allegiant to Daenerys.
What a letdown that was as well.
What, the demise of Daenerys? Where she just died instantly?
All of it. Oh, I was waiting for something epic to happen. Something to shock me, to excite me. And I just feel like it was just another nothing episode. It was so half-assed. Like, why did we need, a minute or however long it was, it felt like 10 minutes, of Tyrion fixing chairs?
Yeah. I was saying that.
Honestly.
I was saying that to you, hey. Like, I was like, this is the last episode ever, supposedly, of this show we've been watching for 8 or 9 years. 8 years. And they're spending like a solid minute on Tyrion lining up chairs.
Yeah. What a waste.
That's what needed to be on camera. And it was like a they didn't cut away either. When he walked around the table, it's like, yep, nope, keep that camera going. We need to use up our last few minutes on this.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? One thing I did enjoy was when they were all assembled there at the end, in that hall, and all of the new king's assistants and his hand were all sitting around there discussing, the issues of the realm and how they were going to go about, ruling the kingdom. I actually enjoyed their little banter back and forth. I was like, oh, they could do a little, they could do like a little sitcom based on this. Just have a lighthearted little sitcom, with fun 90s intro music like Friends had, and just have them just discussing the matters of the realm.
It was probably the best part of the whole episode.
Yeah, it was the only bit that was really enjoyable. The rest of it was, look, I'm glad Daenerys was gone, but I feel like we didn't even get to see her, lament the power she had lost. She just died instantly. She didn't even get to reflect on what had just happened.
I did like that she didn't get to sit on the throne.
Yeah, that was good. Oh man, and Drogon's breath, that's some hot ass breath. It just instantly turned solid metal into liquid. That's hot. That's real hot.
That doesn't make sense to me at all, because every time he had burnt people to punish them, they were standing there screaming. We could hear them screaming.
And or maybe he's got a heat level in his belly. Yeah. He switched it to all the way up high because he knew it was because dragons understand. Dragons, you see, dragons understand the chemical difference between bodies and metal. So because he did a bit of chemistry, back east. So he knew he was going to have to dial it up to melt that throne there.
Well, he was upset, so I'll give him that. Maybe it was like an adrenaline thing. But also, why it's just too convenient. It did look good, but it was too convenient for me that he just happened to melt the throne. Like, that's what he aimed for.
Yeah, I'm still not convinced that dragon's breath is hot enough to melt steel. Sorry, folks. And I'm not being a conspiracy theorist here.
Well, we don't have any dragons that we can test out, so... Yeah.
It was a controlled melting. It was a controlled demolition of the throne.
Yeah.
And then when he took her up and flew off with her, that seemed to be fulfilling another potential spoiler I'd heard floating around, that he was going to take her north of the wall and then she was going to become a new Night Queen or something. But the last they said was that he was seen flying east. So I guess that's out of the picture now.
I cannot believe that Bran is on the throne. What is that? Honestly, I feel like he is my least favorite character in the entire series, and he is on the throne. He has done nothing for 8 seasons. He's done nothing.
And I bet the creators feel like they gave us all closure because we got to see the Stark family hug it all out at the end and all that. But you know what? There is no closure, because think about it. How many things are left unanswered? Who the hell was the Night King? What was he? What were his purposes? No idea. This Azor Ahai thing? No idea. Never going to be played out. I feel like they were building... They could have gone another season easily. We could have had a war between Daenerys and the Starks in the north.
Yes.
For they'd be fighting for their own freedom and autonomy, and she's fighting to, liberate the world by burning everything.
By not leaving anything left in the world.
Yeah. Liberating the masses of their flesh. That's what she was doing. Freeing their skeletons. So they can run free in the breeze.
I've never felt so disappointed. I can't even describe it. I wasn't feeling emotional when Tyrion found his brother and sister. I wasn't feeling... That's our baby's opinion. I agree. No, I don't know. Like, I didn't feel any emotion in this episode at all.
And it's not the actors' fault. They all did a great job with what they had.
What they were given, yeah.
They were all good actors, and they all sold their characters as best as they could. It's the writing. It's the writing that let them all down, and they all sort of... A lot of them seem to have looked very disappointed in interviews and that when they're asked about the show. But they are actors, so, maybe they, were putting it on. I don't know. To throw us all off.
To get the viewing numbers up. Oh, we have to see it.
Yeah, or maybe they were trying to get us ready for disappointment.
Honestly, I would have... In the first season, I remember saying to you that I think Littlefinger or... What's his name? Varys. We're going to end up on the throne. And I would have preferred that than Bran.
Those... Well...
They at least... They at least did stuff.
Yeah, Bran seems to be... He seems to be a noble guy, but yeah, you're right. He hasn't really done much since he came back from the north of the wall or whatever. And it would have been nice to have Varys and Littlefinger still around, being devious and conniving and all that. I feel like they were just taken out in shit ways. And at least Tyrion owned up to his stupidity, but really he should have been blaming the writers. Obviously, he can't say that in this show because, they betrayed his character. His character never would have sided with Daenerys. he would have seen what she was like coming a mile away. Same as John, he also would have. And they had him just being pathetic till the end.
Oh, God.
Until he actually killed her. He was like, my queen, my queen. Oh, she'll decide.
John was meant to be every girl's favourite. Because, he's a man and he's kind and he's noble and he's, he's a man.
And
but
they even
he's not a man. He's a little
and they even shot him from down low so that you wouldn't tell how short he is too.
Oh.
So, what? He's only a couple inches taller than Dinklage, so
And 5 foot taller than you.
Yeah. My wife, very funny lady.
Did you get to see Gendry again? That was nice.
Gendry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Actually,
he was
that was the best part of the scene.
because he's a knight now. He was a knight and he got to wheel the king out of the hall. Remember? What?
Oh my gosh.
What? And he went from knight wheeling the king to also being on that Council of Lords at the end.
I know.
Far out. He's he's come up in the world big time.
I'm so glad that Game of Thrones is over because I will never have to hear you confusing Podrick and Gendry.
There's no confusion on my part. It's yours. You split one person into 2 characters. Anyway. It was funny to see Samwell. I keep wanting to say Samwise, but that's Lord of the Rings. Samwell. It was funny to see him propose the idea of a democratically elected head of state, and then everyone just laugh it off like it was a preposterous idea.
That's good.
Yeah, that was. I had heard again another potential spoiler rumor that they were going to form some kind of independent republics, but I guess that's out. The only independent state there is the North, and even then it's still a monarchy. So that plot line didn't really play out either. So the dragon's gone east. I guess Daenerys's remaining forces have gone east as well. The kingdom seemed to be at peace now. I guess we have a happy ending, right?
Boring.
What did you want? More death and destruction?
Yes.
Yeah, so look, overall, it was a bit of a letdown. Felt a bit anticlimactic. It sort of went out on a whimper instead of with a bang, like a lot of other shows have. But hey, a lot of great shows, they have a tendency not to be able to continue that level of intensity and quality right to the end. A lot of shows go out on a whimper. So unfortunately, Game of Thrones joins those, let down endings. But what can you say? I had a good first 6 seasons, maybe even 7 seasons. I enjoyed last season as well, even though it copped a lot of flack. So yeah, I enjoyed the first 7 seasons. Last season was a letdown, but oh well. We'll always have the first 7. What about you? Final thoughts?
I want my 6 or 7 episodes back. However many
of this season.
Of this season, yeah, 6 episodes.
Oh well, maybe that petition of over a million. Maybe the petition of over 1 million people will be enough for them to remake it. Yeah, I don't think so, but it'd be nice if they did. Oh well, everyone can now start making videos about what could have been, what should have been. Hey, I actually have one. Check out on my channel. I'll link it in the description about what I would have done differently with some of the characters in this final season.
Nice plug there, my dear.
Yeah, no, well, you got to plug your own stuff. No one else will. All right, folks. That's about it from us, I guess. Sorry about all the background noise. Kids just having a bit of fun. More fun than we did watching the show, unfortunately. Anyways, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave comments if you are so inclined. God bless you all, and we'll see you later.